Hey, Taurus. Welcome to TheFlowering. Thank you for choosing this channel for your chapter 1 of 2019 reading, January 2019. And so we begin the message with pointing out that something is very much so still in the embryonic phase. And it's as if in those first 4 or 5 days of the year, when we're still kind of settling into, our resolutions, our intentions for the year, we're really not seeing certain effects of things just yet, because during the embryonic phase or stage, this is just 4 or 5 days into pregnancy, right? It's like those first cells that are coming together to eventually grow into an embryo and a fetus and a full-blown infant, right? So for some of you, it seems as if there's a thought process or something that you've come to understand, and it's just it's about to implant itself, fully implant itself. It's attempting to do so now, like implant itself into your consciousness. And I'm hearing, this isn't the first time that this particular thing or this phase has begun for you. Seed planted. For some of you, this is a pregnancy, a surprise pregnancy, one that you won't know about until you move forward in life. Like whatever you've been doing over the holiday season, it's as if, you could potentially walk away from a connection, a relationship, and then later find that the last time you were intimate with this person, you guys conceived, right? But if it's not that but the high priestess says, yeah, it's probably that. But even if it's not that, there is something that you have set, the thought has come across your mind to press towards something, to allow something, some feeling or idea to mature. And so right now, there's a focus on getting the 4th and 5th day of the month. First of all, there's a focus on the 4th and 5th day of the month. But it's almost as if whatever thought that you're having or whatever idea is crossed your mind, whatever feeling has emerged, it's in its basic place, basic stage, earliest stage possible. And I say you might be reluctant to press forward with it because you'll be a little unsure about its potential. Will it take root? Will it thrive this time? I keep getting this feeling about pregnancy. So if someone has been trying to have a baby or trying to become pregnant, and have lost babies before, you have this concern about whether or not that'll take place. I also feel if you have had some epiphanies about something that just seemed not so right in your environment, I think that the epiphany is just the tip of the iceberg. The basic is basic, and you really don't know how deep it really goes. Not yet, sorry guys, not yet implanted, okay, fully implanted. But it's here. It's here for you to take notice to it. All right, all right. Work. Is that the message? No? Let's just see what's up. Okay. Support. I relax knowing that life supports me at all times. I am supported by life. I am neither lonely nor abandoned in the universe. All of life supports me every moment of the day and night. Everything I need for fulfilling life is already provided for me. There is enough breath to last me for as long as I shall live. The earth is supplied with an abundance of food. There are millions of people to interact with. I am supported in every possible way. Every thought I think is mirrored for me in my experiences. Life always says yes to me. All I need do is accept this abundance and support with joy, pleasure, and gratitude. I now release from within my consciousness any and all patterns or beliefs that would deny me my good. I am loved and supported by life itself. We're talking about the potential of something to grow till it's to full maturity. You know, it's still in the early stages. So if you are a Taurus who is considering a lifestyle change or career change and questioning whether, you know, you're going to have what you need, you know, you may feel like you have so much going on, you don't know if you're going to have what you need to survive. Well, there's the support. And also, if this is a birth, then if this is a pregnancy, then be not afraid that, you know, that this pregnancy is not supported. You know, it seems as if that's the message, that perhaps you can have faith this time, you know. I also feel like, you know, if you're not already coming to this, then somebody that you will be connecting with in this first week of this chapter of January, you may conceive. You may conceive. Some seed that you plant this week shall grow to full maturity. But the desire to do so, the desire to plant the seed, is the basic level of it. Meaning that at some point you will have to actually move forward, exercise your power and will in the situation, plant the seed, and trust that you are guided in that way, guided in that direction. And what is it? Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For the plans I have for you are for good, for your abundance, for you to succeed, not for you to fail." So when I'm led to do something and I know it's a force outside of me leading me to do this, then I can trust that the outcome is for my highest and overall good. Even if I can't see it. The truth of it will be shown to you in due time. This could be about a connection, romantic connection. But let's look and see how Taurus is showing up early 2019. Yeah. Firstly, you're showing up as the Emperor, okay? Showing up as the Emperor. And actually, this is an idea. I'm going to tell you what this is. This embryonic phase, this is you. as you ended the year. Self-sufficient, I want to even say self-made, not in what you accomplished finishing the year was of your efforts, of your own efforts. Okay, I can't necessarily say self-made, because I get the feeling that you did work at a job or with a company, within a company, and you did reach some level of success there. In general, though, this is you ending the year as a single person, as a person who is kind of standing on their own 2 feet and proud of what they have accomplished. All right. Now, the seed that has been planted and that is in its, embryonic state, it's kind of like rudimentary. It's very basic. At this basic level, this seed has been planted, letting you know that it's time for a new chapter. It's time for new things in your environment, in your life, in your experiences. And the Emperor says it's time for you to lead. So I get this feeling that some of you may become fathers, but in general, some of you will become self-employed, okay? And again, this is literally, you're getting a hint at this point from the universe that this is the direction you're to move in. Yeah. Whatever you've accomplished or whatever you've attained, you may be reluctant to release what has helped you get there, what you feel has helped you get there. I feel that's an illusion, somewhat of an illusion. Because the power, it's basically what got you there was you. And so you can do that outside of whatever environment you feel made it possible for you to achieve it. Also get the feeling that, you may see the nine of coins as a person being single, self-sufficient. It could even be bachelor energy. I get in this reading, you are going from kind of like bachelor to king to leader to emperor, right? The wheels are turning, and they've been trying to push you in that direction for some time now, I think. Excuse me. You went through an awakening, or an awakening attempted to happen for you some time ago, and somebody else's reading happened like this, where they were kind of distracted by something. So there was something attempted to pull you in this direction. However, you were planted in the idea that this process or this route was going to get you to where you needed to be. How are other people seeing you? 10 of Wands, 4 of Coins, 5 of Coins. Oh, a lot of people, I feel like, in your environment may be saying, I told you so. There is some burden, even addiction, that you were not willing to let go of. You really held on to it. And I honestly feel like you felt like you had what it took to make this successful, whatever this is. But people are seeing you tired, worn down, worn out, and even sad with the outcome of it. Something that you really held on to, but it was definitely a burden. You knew it was difficult, but there was something in you that felt as if it wasn't hard, almost like if it wasn't hard, then it wouldn't be worth it, maybe. But people are seeing you this way. People are also seeing that there may be something that you were carrying that you didn't want to divulge. Maybe some type of You may have felt that in the past there was some type of mistake that you made, and you were kind of keeping that close to your chest. Like you didn't want other people to know just how deeply you felt about this situation, but people can see it. It's not hidden. Could have been a partnership, romantic partnership perhaps, but I get the feeling that when people look at your situation, they see the burden that you're carrying. Um, they see it. And almost like I said, that I told you so energy moving into the new year is what they are saying, you know. Um, yeah, some of you people just see you as thinking that you missed out on something great, something that really was positioning you, was preparing you for the emperor role or moving you into that position. And you may have chosen a more free, maybe, situation. You know, you knew with the emperor position came certain responsibilities, certain structure, accountability, and people are seeing that you didn't really want to let go of that lifestyle. And now in this 5 of Coins energy, wondering if you missed out. Yeah. A lot of people are just looking at you and wondering what you're going to do now. Um, are you going to offload this burden that you've been carrying? And even if this burden is simply just an explanation to someone or just words to clarify a situation, to clear up a situation, they're wondering if you're going to go make this right. And I don't get the feeling that this was something that you did wrong per se. You know, I feel as if you followed a passion, something that you potentially have been passionate about for some time, maybe 10 years. You maybe had known this, if this was romantic, maybe you had known this person so long that it just was difficult to let go of it. Mm-hmm. Let's look at money and career. 7 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Money and career. So in the workplace, you may be having some type of battles. Some people feeling as if maybe there's comments or, you know, actions that are being taken that put you in a defensive stance. Although you don't want to be defensive, it's as if somebody in your environment feels as if you're getting more than what you deserve. And that's their own opinion. You know, I get the feeling that you've worked hard to get to where you are. But there is something here that, you know, is some truth here that is to come out. Perhaps somebody wants to unmask you for something. But I do get the feeling that when it comes to money, you and someone else are not on the same page about spending, saving, where money should go, even even longer term plans. It's just that something is not as balanced as you would like it to be. Something perhaps is becoming more of a burden than you'd like, right? I also get the feeling that some of you might be hiding money or putting money aside to protect it. And in January, that's a good move, by the way, especially if you're partnered with or you have people in your environment who kind of just take advantage. It seems like in January, you're definitely going to be protecting your assets, protecting them from, yeah, whoever wants to take them. To get really deep, it seems like some of you might be in some kind of court situation. In order to not have to fight for certain things, certain assets, you've hidden them so that they can be accessed. Nobody knows about them. About romance. Okay, Taurus. In romance, this chapter is about taking a leap of faith. After closing out whatever this Ten of Wands burden energy was, something you were highly passionate about, but it created more of a burden and didn't take you forward, okay? And you're moving forward in career, you know, in creating a stable life for yourself. So whatever that was, it was no longer to be carried with you, you know. I get that feeling of, you know, what was once playful and fun and enjoyable. It might still have that energy, but you understand that it's not where you find fulfillment. It's not where you find stability. We have the Fool card, the Death card, and the Four of Swords for romance and love. So 100%, it seems as if you want to move into a more stable connection. And it's funny because to move into this stable connection, there's definitely going to be a leap of faith, which won't allow you to plan as much as you would like to plan. You won't be able to set as many things in order as you would like to set in order. And this is, I don't know if this is a resurgence of a relationship. It feels like it could be. And it's something that you definitely put down before. Maybe you shelved this before and you want to revisit it. Even if that's not the case, it's like you don't have lots of time to reflect on it. You have to make a move, is what you're saying, is what I'm saying. Anubis is here twice. So it's almost like you feel like something could have died. Something will die off, or the opportunity will pass if you don't go ahead and move forward. Which makes a lot of sense. You know, we know, you know, the longer we hold on to the old, the further we separate ourselves from the blessings that are inbound. And I don't get the feeling that you wanted to walk away from this Ten of Wands thing. It was very difficult to do. I feel there's no cups here, but I feel like there's a lot of passion and intimacy there. Familiarity is what I get. Maybe not even intimacy, but just very familiar. You know somebody so well, and then you just don't want to walk away from it, you know? In romance, though, you could be connected with a Scorpio. Got the Death card here. Yeah. What about spirituality? Getting some nuggets. I feel like this is definitely, you're getting a download about where happiness lies for you. And it could be from something that you walked away from. So, you know, a lot of times we don't know the cost of what an opportunity, we don't know the cost of an opportunity. So because it comes to us and it seems as if it's a good idea, it's still only an ace. So what happens in step 2, 3, 4, and 5, you know, whatever happens in there is when we begin to see what we're really going to get out of it. We begin to be able to paint a better picture of what is to come. And so I get the feeling here that in the spiritual, it seems as if, you know, you've been given another opportunity for wish fulfillment here. And again, this could, I totally, picked up that energy of it being a resurgence of a connection or a second chance at a connection. But it's definitely something that you have reflected on for some time. And although this Ten of Wands was passionate and even like the sex was amazing, just for lack of better words, the sex was amazing. It was fun. It was adventurous. You know, you could just do whatever with this person. It feels as if a lot of the guidance that you're receiving is about your fulfillment. And while your fulfillment before lied in a lot of your lower self, okay? Lower self being root chakra, your friends and people who you've always had around you, your sacral chakra, you know, your sexual desires, and then your solar plexus, which is where you feel safe and where you feel confident, and what feeds into ego per se, what feeds into this perception that you already have of yourself, okay? And so from a spiritual aspect, you're really seeing the value of something. You're seeing that something you did walk away from was actually an overall wish fulfillment, and it wasn't just a compartmentalized thing. It wasn't just a puzzle piece. It was the key, you know. The death card is here in the middle. So it's like, and he has the Ankh in his hand, okay? And it's the key of life. So you realize that this is where your chance for a new life actually lies, in this new opportunity or relationship that was trying to, it seems as if spirit was offering it to you for a while and you've been fighting against it. You've been resistant to it. You know, there were certain thoughts and you were deceiving yourself about being able to, actually that's where it goes. You were deceiving yourself about being able to find fulfillment in that 10 of Wands. And ultimately, when spirit guides you to something, it will fulfill you in all aspects of your life. It will be wish fulfillment altogether. It won't be missing pieces. So what is Taurus leaving behind as they move into chapter 1? Secrecy. Lies, secrecy, you know, basically speaking things that are not truth. This is what we're leaving behind. Sending mixed signals. Ignoring insights that we know that we've heard from spirit, and we're no longer going to hide it. We're pretending that we didn't. There's no more illusion here, is what I feel. We're not allowing ourselves to be deluded and further separated from what it is we're meant to be doing, and what we're meant to have. I also get the feeling here that this is an energy of you're leaving behind something that kind of kept you on a string. It wasn't going to reach its full potential, and I feel like you almost knew that. So ignoring what you already know is what you're going to leave behind. Whatever this situation is where someone or some situation was not as it seemed, in the, as you, like, what you accepted. Because I get the feeling that deep down you already knew it wasn't what it seemed, that you already knew it wasn't going to work. But it may have seemed like a new opportunity, a clean slate. It may have seemed that way, but it wasn't. It seemed like this was what it was going to bring you. 10 of Pentacles. So what is coming? Healing, the Star card, the 9 of Swords, and Justice. Yes, healing, you're returning to balance. You could be connecting with the Moon or rising Libra. And yeah, Moon or rising Libra. But also get Aquarius energy here. Either way, you are on the brink of a breakthrough when it comes to your emotional, your healing of your mental state, and reaching this balance within self and your environment. What you have often put out into the universe you're seeing that in some in because of where you were sending it, it didn't return. And so now you have to heal so that as you move forward, you can you bring yourself back to balance, but also what is meant to balance you from outward influence or to bring balance to your environment is on its way in. Something that you didn't know, I don't know if you felt like you couldn't fix this or it couldn't be healed or retrieved. Okay, and in general, let's see what the month is looking like. Yeah, okay. So again, with the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom, we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. You are totally moving, you could be moving towards a commitment. Something that could be traditional. You want a one-on-one connection. If you were in something before that, I feel like it granted you some type of freedom, but it didn't either. It was some freedom that was a burden on your soul, on your spirit, because you knew deep down that you wanted one-on-one commitment here. You know, I think this is the first reading where the whole reading kind of was on romance. It really did talk about romance the whole time. So yeah, something that you've built yourself up to King of Pentacles. This other energy that you're leaving behind is not trustworthy or not reliable. Doesn't have the longevity that you thought it might have. So in general, you are seeking this commitment, stability, traditional. And I say traditional, not, you know, in a sense, but just like not in the it's got to be a certain way type of sense, but really where both people get to be individuals, but you're committed to each other in a traditional manner. You know, you get to be king, she gets to be queen, or however that plays out in your situation. And we know that this is commitment that we have to one another, regardless of what it may look like to other people or what other people may believe. We both know that we've come into balance within self. We have a higher understanding of what this connection is. And I know I'm this pillar, this is this pillar, and together we are this being. So this really feels like divine masculine, divine feminine, coming into spiritual union, and together you are this priestly self. Like you merge into one priestly being almost. You still get to be separate though. So if you know this past, that Ten of Wands energy was allowing a certain sense of freedom that kind of, you know, allowed you to stay in the same energy that you had been in, the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant say that you're changing. That whole situation is changing. And something that you've actually wanted for some time, commitment, something that you've actually wanted for some time, you're getting another opportunity to actually go forward with that. Maybe you've run from it before. Not in this chapter. We writing a new story, remember? 2019 is a whole new story. And this is chapter 1. Again, it's very at its basic level right now. So what you decide to do with it is what you decide to do with it. The Psalms card is 45 and 4, Psalms 45 and 4. And immediately when I saw this, I saw Knight of Pentacles. So, you know, something that, you know, you may have been quite stubborn about. Like I say, you were reluctant to do this, reluctant to move forward in this direction. He has his sword here though, so there's a combination, you know, like I feel like there was a back and forth about whether to rush forward in this or whether to take some time, take your time. You may have initially rushed or had an idea to rush in a situation into a new situation, and there's this back and forth energy. His foot is on the ground, so it's not like the horse is moving anywhere. And his sword is in his sheath, so it's not like he's really coming forward ready to fight a battle. It's almost as if, hey, I'm just here, you know, I'm here, I'm presenting myself, I'm here, okay? Let's read it. Psalms 45:4. Gird your sword upon your thigh, O hero, in your splendor and glory. Your hero is within. As a person of faith, you have spiritual weapons at your disposal, which are far superior to any material, human-made ones. It may surprise you to learn that the divine also possesses such weapons. Rescue me from the wicked with your sword, cried the psalmist. Some medieval texts mention this sword, referring to it as the 16-sided sword of the Almighty. Few know that they have access to this arsenal. The elite seek to rob us of our spiritual intelligence in order to keep us oblivious to these arms, which, virtually overnight, can change the status quo in favor of the oppressed. Whenever you're attacked, look within before you do anything else. There you will find powerful spiritual weapons, such as infinite courage and infinite strength. Wield them responsibly. Yes. So as you move forward into this new chapter, this new way of being, even this whole new personality, I feel that's presented to you and dynamic, the things that you are committed to, as you switch, almost switch sides and change loyalty from them to you, to your spiritual walk, to what you know you're meant to do. As you do this, trust that you're protected. Not only are you protected, but you have reserves to pull from. You know, you have reserves. When you don't feel like you have strength, there are reserves to pull from. When you feel like you need further understanding, it's there for you to seek. It's there for you to have, as long as you seek it. Okay, you can have success. You're gonna move from 5 of Wands to 6 of Wands. Come out of conflict in yourself and know that success is yours. You know, you will have success in a situation. And I feel like in January for you all, okay, we talked about career. So if you're walking away from a position or from a job that seems to be a lot of hassle or a lot of strife, know that that's where you find success, by finally walking away. If this is a connection and you're leaving something behind in order to pursue something that seems like it has more depth and that it will expand you, that's where you find success, in choosing to go in that route, and know that you are supported. So it's just as sure as you make the choice, the support comes your way, you know. So that's all I have for you, Taurus. Thank you again for tuning in with me. If you found that this reading resonated, hit thumbs up, hit like, subscribe, and share, comment. Come back and see us for chapter 2 next month. Thanks.